Tonight, two great matches, two championship matches, but unfortunately, thanks to the Superstar shakeup, two very, very predictable matches. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, and this is your NXT review for April 17th, 2019. We've got to get the house cleaning out of the way first. As you guys know, stay tuned is all I can really say. In the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a couple things changing on the channel. You guys that have been watching me for a long time know that this channel changes quite a lot. There's going to be a couple things different. A couple things are going to sort of go on the back burner, and there's some things that we're going to try that we haven't tried before. So one thing is, as long as they decide to do it, because I don't think it's going to go on forever, I am going to be reviewing the Worlds Collide series, because that was a lot of fun on Sunday, and a lot of you guys apparently like it, because I got a big spike in views on that particular video. One of the things that's going, the Wrestlemania, I don't even know what I was going to call it, the Wrestlemania Aftermath video that I had planned on doing tomorrow night with Kristen and Guapo did get scrapped. There is some other things that have come out over the course of the week/weekend. I mean, it's a long weekend for us here in Canada, so whatever. Didn't do the NXT UK review tonight. That will come out sometime in the next couple of days. Still going to be doing a review on everybody's favorite crybaby, Sasha Banks. And I'm going to be doing a review of the Superstar shakeup, because there's a lot of... the shakeup was an experience, wasn't it? Yeah, there's just some things are going to go away. Some of the interactive things on this channel, unfortunately, are going to go away for a lot of different reasons, and I'm going to hopefully bring forward possibly a couple of other things. So if you've been with me for a long time, you know this. If you haven't been with me that long, things change quite a bit. Most of it goes with what people want to watch, obviously, but also what I'm having fun with at the time. I don't review Raw, I don't review SmackDown, because I don't find them fun to review. I don't review pay-per-views because I'd rather sit back and enjoy the pay-per-views and talk about them beforehand with great co-hosts like I'm lucky enough to have. Whatever's fun for me at the time is going to be what happens on the channel. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but if it works for me, if people seem to like it and I like doing it, it's what we're going to keep doing. There's a lot of things on here that I really like. There's a lot of things on here that I want to try. And there's a lot of things on here, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible, but they're becoming more chore-like than fun, than things I look forward to. And I don't want this channel to be like that. I don't want to ever come up here and be like the pay-to-rage YouTube channels that are up here because I have to be, you know. It's Monday, I gotta put my Monday review out. It's Tuesday, I gotta put my Tuesday review out. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if we get a shit, like, this is the flag post show on this channel, but if there's an NXT show that comes along that isn't particularly good or is flat out crap, I'm just not gonna review it, because coming up here to talk bad about it isn't gonna get me anywhere, isn't gonna be fun for me, probably not gonna be fun for you guys. But again, I'm not paid on this channel, so the option of just, like, I don't feel like talking about that, so I'm not going to, is very, very much a thing. Now, you guys know, again, that have been with me for quite a while, I was sponsored on YouTube for about half a second before they decided to take that away, and it's not really a factor. I mean, you guys know it's no kept secret whatsoever that I like Hailstorm. Hailstorm are my intros and outros on this channel. If I was sponsored, if I was monetized, etc., I wouldn't be able to do that. Some of the imagery that I use on here, a lot of it is photos from WWE.com and other places like that. My graphics are by my buddy Salvador Salcido, so shout out to him. He finally got me the new one for the Worlds Collide series. You're going to see that when it pops up next week, so shout out to him. If you got graphics, if you want graphics for anything that you guys are doing out there for your stuff, talk to him or talk to me. I'll connect you to him, and he can probably get you something really, really cool. I would have to be a lot more careful about that if I was monetized, but because I'm not monetized, I don't have that fear hanging over my head of, oh my god, if I don't put out a video tonight, you know, I'm going to lose money. I don't make any money here, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I have an actual job. No, that's not a shot at the people that are monetized here on YouTube, but I have an actual job. This is what I do after work. That's just a thing. So some things are staying, some things are going, some new things are coming in. in the next little while. I mean, WrestleMania just passed. It's the new wrestling year. If I'm going to make any changes to the channel, it should be right now, right? I've waffled on for that long enough, but the takeaways from this is I hope you guys like the new Worlds Collide series. NXT UK, I'm going to try and get back onto. Topical video coming tomorrow night on the whole Sasha Banks situation. Topical video coming out sometime over the weekend about my reactions to the draft, because my reactions to the draft are probably a lot more positive than a lot of other people. JD from New York, I'm looking at you. But first and foremost, we got to talk about tonight. We got to talk about NXT. We got to talk about, like I said in my intro, a 2-match show, 2 title matches, and both of them involve people that have now been called up to SmackDown specifically. So if they've been called up, they're not getting championships, are they? I mean, Buddy Murphy wasn't an NXT person to begin with, so that's, it's weird. As we said, we just finished doing the World Collide thing last week, which I think is a lot of fun. This is a match that could have been on Worlds Collide. This could have been on Worlds Collide as the main event if Buddy Murphy was still the Cruiserweight Champion, which he's not. Tony Nese is the champion. Congrats to him, I guess. Shrug. I mean, it's on the pre-show, and I don't find him nearly as exciting as Buddy Murphy, but whatever. We know what happened last week. Velveteen Dream talking some shit behind the scenes at WrestleMania after he retained his title and Buddy lost his. So now they've got a match. It's all good. Buddy Murphy and Velveteen Dream are coming down to the ring while one of the commentators mentions that Buddy Murphy along with Cedric Alexander are the essential cruiserweight champions of the modern era. So fuck Kalisto, fuck Neville, fuck Swan, fuck Tozawa, fuck my buddy Enzo like they haven't fucked him over enough already, and fuck their current champion Tony Nese, who just won at WrestleMania. That's great. Velveteen Dream chants and both these guys' chants started before the match even started. Collar and elbow tie up, a shove by Dream and a side headlock by Murphy. Overhead keylock by Dream into a side headlock just like Buddy Murphy did to him. You guys know, anything you can do, I can do better. I love that story. It's a very simple story to tell in wrestling, and I like it when they do it. Extended chain wrestling sequence with a lot of pinfall attempts for both guys. Mauro Ranallo on commentary saying that Velveteen Dream has more flash than Adobe. I fucking love it. I don't know why my voice just cracked there. I'm sorry about that. They have a bit of a pose off. Velveteen Dream has obviously got a lot of flair to what he does. Buddy Murphy tries to mimic it and sort of fails, but I think that's kind of the point. They have a shoving match and they both exchange some punches. I think... somebody correct me down in the box below, obviously, but we know about Velveteen Dream, but I think Buddy Murphy also has some boxing in his background. I'm not entirely sure. It was very cool, I will say, to hear Nigel and Mauro talking about the fact that Buddy Murphy, even though he's on 205 Live, it is sort of a homecoming for him because Blake and Murphy did start on NXT, and they did take their titles into the very first TakeOver Brooklyn, which is now TakeOver New York. So history lessons from Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo are never a bad thing, are they? Body shots by Dream. On the apron, Buddy Murphy slams Dream's face into the head of the turnbuckle post. Nice shot there. Obviously falls to the outside of the ring. Suicide senton by Murphy and a knee Diora and a kick to the head. Dream smashes Buddy Murphy in the corner. Dream eats the turnbuckle super fucking hard. I think it was the second turnbuckle, not the first, which makes it, eating the turnbuckle is a very, very simple, you take him by the head, run him into the turnbuckle. We know somebody like a Matt Hardy does the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 down the turnbuckles. It's not rocket science. You take something that we are already very familiar with and change it just slightly. You've got a brand new thing. Doing it off the second turnbuckle is just different enough to get people's attention. Codebreaker by Dream. I love the way Dream does the Codebreaker because it's not completely Jericho-esque. He's really got him coming across the one kneecap, whereas Jericho, you sort of looked like when Jericho did the Codebreaker that you were bringing the head down between the two kneecaps, whereas you figure one would be like a really, really hard punch. So it's almost, I don't want to say better, and I'm not shitting on Jericho just because he's over there with the t-shirt company now, but it does look a little bit more, I mean, Velveteen Dream's a bigger guy, so you got to figure there's more force behind it anyway, but it's a little nicer. They trade some punches on the apron and both men fall. There's almost a count out, which is great. Both men trade some punches. There's a spiked DDT by Murphy. And as the intensity ramps up, the awesome crowd in Full Sail University starts getting the heat on Buddy Murphy chanting, "Where's your title?" I laughed out loud. I legitimately LOL'd. Dream Valley Driver, super kick by Murphy, Batista bomb by Murphy, and a knee strike off the apron. Famous or Dream Valley Driver and a purple Rainmaker get the win for Velveteen Dream. There's a long stare between the two of them after the match. I thought, not only because Murphy's not on NXT, period, but because Murphy's also eventually going to the main roster, I thought you might get a rare show of respect from Velveteen Dream, sort of like that send-off moment. They didn't quite do that, but they didn't totally shit on each other after the match either. It was a nice mix of the two. In the back, we see the Street Profits doing one of their weird selfie promos. It's going to be an episode of Street Talk, but it's going to be a special edition of Street Talk. Everybody just gets to knock on doors around here and ask for opportunities, so we're going to knock on the door right now. They go to William Regal's office, and the tag team formerly known as the War Raiders come out and say, look, we know you guys have been talking shit. We've beat you to the punch already. We've got you what you want. You've got a title shot next week on NXT. So, gee, I wonder what's going to happen there with the Street Profits and the tag team formerly known as the War Raiders. Oh, how to start a fire on Twitter. Vince McMahon could teach a course, could he not? Johnny Gargano comes out to cut his post-WrestleMania weekend promo. Sorry. Before he can even get to the ring, Mauro Ranallo running down what happened at TakeOver New York. And for those of you out there old enough to get the reference, says Johnny Gargano is basically Charlie Brown finally kicking the football. I popped for that. Once again, Mauro Ranallo is great anyway. I like Mauro. Most people think he's over the top. I like him because he's over the top. Nigel McGuinness kind of balances him out, and Percy Watson is, you know, there. You know, call it affirmative action, call it whatever you want. He's there. Mauro and Nigel balance each other out, and Percy Watson is there. But that being said, Mauro Ranallo was super on point tonight. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of good. That's what I just said. Let's rewind. It was a lot of fun, is what I was going for there. Johnny Gargano, we've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Full Sail, he says. All my career I've been told no. This is me refusing to take no for an answer, and I'm finally Johnny Champion. Cole comes out, and Cole's one of those guys. He's an arrogant, cocky prick heel, mixed with a little bit of chicken shit heel, mixed with the I've got all these people behind me to back me up heel. So it is really funny to see him genuinely pissed off. I'm not going to sit in the back while we have another Johnny Wrestling love fest with the Full Sail crowd. You were lucky. I beat you. If it was any other type of match, I'd already be champion. Cue the crowd at Full Sail chanting "You tapped out." The fact that wow. The fact that you're proud of being a champion makes you an idiot. You're an uncrowned. I'm sorry. I am the uncrowned champion, and you are just a punk. Gargano is about as on point as Mauro Ranallo is when he comes back with, is there trouble in your boy band? Are you guys not in sync? You beat me once, I beat you twice. The scorecard says Gargano 2, Cole 1, and that is undisputed. If I had lost like you lost, I wouldn't be crying like a baby. Step in the ring, I just feel like putting some more points on my scoreboard. We don't get to see that, however, because Roderick Strong, who was not out there with Adam Cole, I mean, this is a little bit predictable, but whatever, comes out with Fish and O'Reilly, and where's Roderick Strong? Roderick Strong hits him in the back of the head with a knee strike, 4-on-1 beatdown, and you know, they leave him laying. They fuck off. We go to some other stuff. We get a replay of the signing of Kushida, and we get the announcement that he's going to be debuting in 2 weeks. Then we see the results of the Superstar shakeup. And for those of you that know me, you guys know that I love Walking Dead, and occasionally I catch Talking Dead. The best part of Talking Dead is when they do In Memoriam, and it's all the characters we lost that particular night, that particular Sunday. Raw got... Sorry, I'll start with SmackDown because it's nicer. SmackDown got Sullivan, even though he was technically announced for both brands. Kairi Sane. Raw got Ricochet, who they already had. Black, who they already had. Evans, who they already had. EC3, who they already had. And the Viking Experience. I'm going to leave that for now. There's a video coming. Dominic Dijakovic has a squash, cuts a really lackluster promo, and calls out the Velveteen Dream. I'm not wasting my time on it. Next week, it gets reinforced to us that we're going to get Strong versus Gargano, which is nice. Adam Cole thinks he's getting a rematch. He's not. It's Strong that's getting a non-title match against Gargano next week. I think it could be cool if they play up a story where, you know, will give Strong a chance, but not Cole. Strong takes the chance. Cole looks at him and says, what the fuck, that's supposed to be my chance. And the breakup continues. I mean, speculation still abounds that Adam Cole might be a late call-up, or even somebody they save for SmackDown when they do the switch over to Fox, if they want to bring somebody else up. If they want to bring him up and leave Undisputed Era down in NXT, you could have Roderick Strong take over the new lead. Now, some of these guys, you guys are going to have to help me down in the box below. Some of these guys have been involved in the Bullet Club before. Have they not? At least Adam Cole? Now, one of the things with the Bullet Club, from the little bit that I know, and please, again, I don't watch ROH. ROH has got my boys in it now, though. I don't watch ROH. I don't watch New Japan. I know that one of the things with the Bullet Club is it's gone through a lot of different leaders. Didn't it go from Finn Balor to AJ Styles to Kenny the Beta to somebody else now? The Samoan guy that's feuding with What Culture because that's fun. They could do a really cool story here, somewhat similar to that, giving it a little bit of a nod, where the leadership of Undisputed Era gets taken over by Roderick Strong because Roderick Strong kicks out Adam Cole. That would be a really, really nice story to tell if they want to. Now, boosting up to our main event, we have a little bit of a historical thing between BASZLER and KAIRI SANE, from their final at the Mae Young Classic to their title match at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 to the title rematch that they had at Evolution where the other horsewomen got involved, to the tag stuff that's happened with Io Shirai and the rest of the horsewomen, etc. And then we have our main event, which isn't as raucous and groundbreaking as you would think it would be. KAIRI SANE's last night and all that, but it's still decent. Collar double type and a beat down in the corner by BASZLER, backfist by SANE and a sliding D, an outside cross body. Phenomenal forearm by SANE, which was kind of nice. She goes up for a really, really early insane elbow, but because BASZLER gets up, it ends up being a forearm instead, and it really, really looks similar to AJ Styles, what he does with a phenomenal forearm. She rides a headlock for a bit, forearm by BASZLER, body shots and knee strikes, corner high knee by BASZLER, and a spear by SANE. I still can't get quite used to calling it the Interceptor. I just can't. It's a spear. It is what it is. I mean, Rhino had the gore, sure, but a spear is a spear. Chops by SANE, dragon screw, neckbreaker, faceplant by SANE, anchor submission, insane elbow to the back by SANE, followed by a double stomp in the corner. SANE comes off the apron and misses. Now, the way they shot this, you just see her splat on the ground. I'm not entirely sure what was supposed to happen there, whether she faceplanted on the ground, whether she hit her arm on the steps or the guardrail or whatever, but as soon as they get back in the ring, BASZLER is all over her arm, working over the wrist, working over the shoulder, working over the elbow, almost Pete Dunne-ish in her approach. Eventually she's going to set up for that weird stood-up stomp thing that she did most famously to Dakota Kai, but she locks in this weird-looking... Best way I can describe it would be an overhead inverted key lock. Does that for a little while. She's injured. KAIRI SANE rolls to the outside. The referee doesn't throw up the X, but he tries to get more referees down there. Io Shirai's there checking on her friend. BASZLER drags her back into the ring. She's about to do that stomp thing that I just talked about. Shirai shoves her off. Now, there's your disqualification. There's the end of the match. Extra heartbreaking in kayfabe, because the stipulation on this match was that if KAIRI SANE didn't win, it would be her last shot at the NXT Championship. But the sadness of that is really, really quelled by the fact that we saw her get called up to SmackDown just last night. But the horsewomen hold back Shirai on the outside. She has to watch. It's actually cool how dramatic this was for a live wrestling show. It was a bit of wrestling theater with Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir holding back Io Shirai while she just has to watch her friend get her arm absolutely mangled by Shayna BASZLER, and that stomp to her arm, especially because she's so much smaller. I mean, it shouldn't matter. It's fiction. It's wrestling. But with how much smaller KAIRI SANE is than Shayna BASZLER, to see her get her arm stomped, and for very quickly that to be the end of the show, it was sort of the Thanos snaps and we go to black of the show. Now, as I say, really, really predictable. She's not going to win the title when she's already on her way to SmackDown. Really, really sad, but not really sad because we know she's going on her way to SmackDown. Buddy Murphy in the first match, really, really predictable. We knew he wasn't going to pick up the title because he's going to SmackDown. Now, KAIRI SANE, Io Shirai, the Sky Pirates, we thought they were going to do something with the Sky Pirates. They are not, and I'm okay with it. And if you want to know why I'm okay with it, here's the hook. You got to tune into my topical video whenever I get a chance to do it at some point this weekend. My total thoughts on the draft and where everybody ended up. She's in that new tag team now with Asuka, managed by Paige, which as a whole, as a package, is fucking phenomenal. I got my reasons for why I like it. I got my reasons for why I'm not upset that they broke up the Sky Pirates, and most of them benefit Io Shirai. So stay tuned for that. As I say, all things being equal, I'm going to be doing a vid with Guapo tomorrow night on the whole Sasha Banks situation. And little spoiler alert, it's not going to make me very popular. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. This was, as I say, it sounds like I'm being a downer on this show because the matches... We already know that there's no stakes in the matches because the two people involved are leaving. But we set the tone for a couple different things. We're obviously continuing the story between Cole and Gargano. We're continuing the story between Cole and his own faction, particularly Roddy Strong. If at some point this ends up being Gargano versus Cole versus Strong for the title, that's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. We got the Street Profits versus the tag team formerly known as the War Raiders next week, and I wonder what's going to happen there. There's a lot of cool things happening. We got Dijak's going to go after Dream's title, and I really hope not win it. That's where I'll end this one. I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.